shoot, I said as you claim it. Instant Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalker, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this powerful Monday, we are back in charge and getting right back to everything that we need to get back to. Now, remember when I told you hashtag no PlayStation 6, you know what it is. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Remember, I told you we're going to run it up on these bums. Remember when I told you that? When I told you those things and you was like, what the hell is going on? Well, check it out. It's not really a console warring thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with looking at the tea leaves. And we got to talk about those tea leaves today because those tea leaves mean an absolute lot. Based upon the new data that we've just received and the new information on the portal, it's getting crazy. But Xbox has sales, we have deals, and we're going to talk about that. If it's your first time finding this channel, then hey, you found your new best friend. If you love Xbox, then you love me, the King. Right? Why not? So what I need you to do, I need you to like, follow, and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and also get ready for what members receive. Now, right now, I have just finished packing up the initial members gifts. So we did a raffle this week on my live show. And well, last week on my live show. And in that raffle, a lot of people won. So we had 6 people that won. So now I'm going to pick 4 members. 4 members will be picked because I think 6 is a cool number, but I think 10 is an even better number. And I got all 6 of these guys' information. So what I'm going to do is over the next coming days, I'm going to release the information on who's the next people that got, because you're going to be picked randomly. If you're a member of the channel, you'll be picked randomly. Now, inside the package, it's called Dinner and a Date. You're going to, it's just a weird concept. You're going to get coins. And if you don't know what the coins is, well, you know, the coins are coins that look like and are these. Right? You would think I had it ready, right? But I didn't. They look like this. All right. So they're in this plastic, and let me cover my face so you can see it. Right? And they're double-sided. This is the Hellblade coin. It's a really dope coin. When you get it, you'll see, you'll understand. And you're gonna get, you know, a set of coins. And with that set of coins, you'll also get, you know, free food and a whole bunch of other stuff. But this is the time for giving, and the more you give, the more you receive type of thing. But, you know, hey, listen, I am of service to the community, for the community, by the community. But we got a ton of games to talk about, and all the games we will be talking about are dope games that I think all of us are interested in. And also a new direct from Xbox in January to look forward to. A lot of people were kind of upset with GSC Game World when they found out that Stalker 2 was going to the PlayStation console. I wasn't upset with them at all. It's not a thing to be upset about. But they released a free Stories Untold update following the recent Xbox Game Pass departure. And it's a pretty big update. You got 8 quests that can take hours to complete, 7 locations to explore, 6 new characters with their own backgrounds and stories, and unique weapon and a hub create area. So that's the extra. Now, the fact that the game came out of Game Pass, in order for you to jump into those extras, you need to purchase the game to get the extra updates. So, And I think right now it's like 40% off in the Xbox store for the next couple of weeks for the holiday season. So listen, if you like Stalker 2 and you wanted to support a GSC Game World, go do it. I believe that they deserve it. I believe that that game itself, Stalker 2, even though it's a hard game in the sense of the difficulty level of the game, because it's not played in the traditional sense of a first-person shooter. It's a different one. But the game itself it's a very satisfying game once you get down the mechanics of what you need to do. So, back into the wasteland of Chernobyl. Let me see who's going to go. If you're a Doom fan and you like Digital Foundry, well, Digital Foundry has crowned Doom: The Dark Ages graphically their game of the year of 2025. And from global illumination and all this other stuff that they were pointing out in the game, who better to tell you who has the better graphics? Now, a lot of people were surprised because it beat out Assassin's Creed Shadows, but more importantly, it beat out Death Stranding 2. I don't know what that means, really, be honest with you. Graphically, I think we're at a place where games are looking way more phenomenal lately, and we are refining engines, and dudes are getting a hang on the Unreal Engine 5, and a lot of stutters and frame drops are few and far between or becoming less normal. So, yeah, man, great on Doom. I'm a huge Doom fan. If y'all didn't know, well, now you know. And I have like the Doom skin on my Series X, and I have that Doom controller. Shout out to Microsoft for getting that to me. But yeah, Doom: The Dark Ages, graphically the most intense game of the year. Game Pass has kind of let leak what two new games could be shown, or what two new games will be inside Game Pass in January. So the two new games that will be released in January, one of the two games kind of looks like a game that could have been Game of the Year this year, which was Hollow Knight. Memories in Orbit looks really, really cool. You follow a robot that's in space, and I don't know if it's a Metroidvania or if it's a roguelite, but the game does show dexterity that is necessary for wall climbing, jumping, moving, flipping in a 2D space with 3D sensibilities in certain aspects, like the cutscenes. The game looks really good. It looks really, really good. And then the second game is Nova Roma. So the Roman Empire has fallen, and you lead a band, a small team, to go build up Nova Roma. A bastion for all that was once good in the empire, and it's starting from scratch. You build a humble village and you grow it. It's a Sims type of game, God Sim type of game, where you control the populace and grow it to the best of your ability. I used to love those type of games, but I kind of graduated from it. I think keyboard and mouse is more suited for those games, but hey, we'll see, right? If you guys got a chance to see Attic and I play Lords of the Fallen, the original one, well, okay, so here's the story with Lords of the Fallen. There was an original game of Lords of the Fallen that I was playing by myself before, and it was really, really good. And I really, really liked the game. And then we got a chance to go, I think it was to a PAX West or PAX East, and Attic had an interview with COG, and they saw Lords of the Fallen too. Lords of the Fallen. Right? So, all right, you heard me right. It was Lords of the Fallen. Then they went to play Lords of the Fallen again at a later date. It was like a year or two later. And I was like, what are y'all doing? I already played that game. He said, nah, they just like act like the first one, the first original Lords of the Fallen it wasn't a game. And they just came with the second one. So Attic and I got a chance to play the second one. We got the codes and we played it, and we did a review on it. Lords of the Fallen was dope. It's a dope game. I want to actually finish the game. So fast forward to now that I have saw like the trailer for Lords of the Fallen, I was like, oh snap, Lords of the Fallen 2. I think it was at Summer Games Fest. And then now we got the trailer with the boss and real gameplay of Lords of the Fallen 2. So technically, Lords of the Fallen 2 is really Lords of the Fallen 3, but they're acting like the first one doesn't exist. And this one looks like now you get a chance to have the light bearer and also play with this witch type of girl character that can walk in between worlds, kind of like the light bearer. I love the aesthetics of it. It took the Souls genre itself, like Dark Souls and stuff like that, and like From Software's formula with Elden Ring and that Night Gloomy, and they did their own version of what I think that world encompassed, and it looks like a really good spin-off of those worlds. So again, bro, check it out. Lords of the Fallen 2 is out now. Right now you got Lords of the Fallen, the 2.5 for Lords of the Fallen, and that's the new update that has all this stuff in it. Then you got Lords of the Fallen 2 that's coming out in 2026 that Attic and I should be finished with Lords of the Fallen to get to Lords of the Fallen 2. Don't kill the messenger. You know, I've told you before that PlayStation was looking to get away from making expensive, costly hardware. Listen, let me tell you something what the Portal is to them. The Portal is a money printing machine, right? Where you own absolutely nothing, and it's a digital device that is completely streaming. Hear me out. With the new update that is out of beta, and essentially you're streaming from PlayStation servers and not a PlayStation itself. Technically, you do not need a PlayStation 5 to do so. Now, a lot of you will sit there and say, well, King, you're full of it. You need a PlayStation 5. Well, I will tell you to go to Chris Harper at hothardware.com, and his latest report and review of the tech update is up right now. So you can go check that out. You can go see that, and you could tell me. Now, right now, PlayStation has a sale. Now, I'm going to get into the merits of having a Portal over a PlayStation very quickly. And in those merits, you're going to see, because this is talking directly to the casual, not you hardcore dudes. I will never stream. You're not the person that they're talking to, because it's been highly successful without you. Now, with Matt Booty really lighting the flame, but I got to really take it back. All right, because the flame was already lit from Jason Ronald, right? If none of y'all remember, Jason Ronald told you that they had a bunch of stuff coming up. You really got to hear that first, right?
So what I will say is I can't announce anything today, but in 2026, it's the 25th anniversary of Xbox, and we want to celebrate the great legacy and the history that we have with Xbox, as well as defining the future for where the Xbox ecosystem's going. So I can't confirm or deny what you're asking, but stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting things to share next year.
And then after him was Matt Booty.
Probably got more games than we can talk about in any one forum. And the one that's coming up is our Dev Direct show in January. So we're not going to be able to run the gauntlet on everything that we're shipping in the coming year, but I can tell you we will feature Playground in the upcoming Dev Direct in January. So be sure to check that out. And there'll be more than we can possibly put in that show, but we are going to make sure to highlight what Playground's been working on.
Now, we did hear from Sarah Bond early on talking about next year would be dope. And we also heard from Phil that next year would be an incredible year. But we also know that 2026 is the year of Xbox and all the stuff that's going to be available. And how I see it is Xbox has already won 2026 in terms of delivering hardware, software across the world. So, and to various different degrees, to different platforms, right? So if you happen to have a platform, I think they kind of talk to you in all aspects of what video games are. So Playground Games. Playground Games is said to be focused there. Matt Booty is explaining that Playground Games is going to be a high focus. We know what Playground Games is working on. They're working on Fable, and they're working on Forza Horizon 6. We saw mock-up trailers or trailers or in-game trailers of Fable. We saw in-game trailers of Forza Horizon 6. Now, I think everybody knows that Playground Games is going to deliver on Forza Horizon 6. And their hope is that Playground Games delivers on Fable. I think this is Playground Games, Guerrilla Games type of moment with Fable, because when I say that, Guerrilla Games was known for making Killzone, and Herman Hulse believed in that studio as much as nepotism goes, with so much belief that he gave them the carte blanche to make Horizon Zero Dawn. And then you got Forbidden West out of that. And a couple of other, VR games and stuff. And I think Playground Games does that. I think Playground Games does that with Fable. I think Fable is really Playground Games coming out party. And I know you're going to say, well, they were kind of out there already with Forza Horizon 6. I want you to understand something. A lot of people don't play racing games, no matter how great they look. A lot of people like to take control of characters and go into a fantasy world and play these games. Not saying that racing isn't popular, but I believe that giving a character an identity and flourishing inside the world while showing off your unique capabilities as developers will go a lot further based upon the pedigree of Fable. I believe that Playground Games took Forza and took it to a next level. I think they can do the same exact thing for Fable. I believe Fable comes out next year. Actually, I believe Forza launches early and Fable launches later. I think Fable comes out at a good time where people need games. And Fable could launch in the summertime, right in front of Gamescom. And you can have a heavy Gamescom promotion. I think Forza Horizon launches somewhere like around March or something like that. Because you have the later half of the year stacked and you have everybody trying to avoid the Grand Theft Auto effect. Xbox is in a position to display tons of games. I think they pick a year where they take a developer and highlight that developer from the beginning of the year and give that developer a push going forward. We've seen it this year with Obsidian. I believe that now we're going to see it this year, in the next coming year, with Playground Games. I think Playground Games plays a huge part in Microsoft and Xbox's game plan going forward. I don't think I've ever asked any of you guys what is your most anticipated game of 2026. Being that 2025 has come to a close or is coming to a close, and I want to know what developer. First, I want to know what developer, and then we're going to do a what if later, right? We're going to do a what if type of thing later. What developer you think is going to be smoking hot next year? What game are you looking forward to next year, right? And what surprise comeback you think, like, because I want them to make a category for remakes and remasters, right? Because I don't think those games should be in contention for Game of the Year and stuff like that. I think they should have their own category. So what older game are you looking forward to that's going to get a remake or a remaster, or that you want to get a remake and a remaster to come out? I'm super stoked, super happy for the games that I am waiting for. And I told you before, the Phantom Blade Zero is a game that I want, right? And because I played it. So after playing it, I knew exactly what I wanted when it comes to a game. And it plays really cool. It plays really good. Now, I wasn't playing on a PlayStation 5 Pro. I was playing on a base PlayStation 5. So it did have some little hiccups here and some little stuff there. And I said, oh, well, hopefully it's smoothed out on my console opposed to, the base models. But I can't wait to play that game. That's my game that I'm eagerly anticipating. And of course, I'm going to buy it again when it comes out a year later on Xbox. It's just what I do. I brought Black Myth when it came out on Steam. And then I went out and I brought it on Xbox right after it launched on Xbox. The PlayStation 5 Portal is essentially what PlayStation is looking for. They want an inexpensive device that is streaming only, no downloads at all. So you are paying for their service, you're purchasing that device, and as long as you have that device, you got to have their service. And you're locked into their servers and you're purchasing from their store. That is the perfect device for PlayStation. Sony themselves wants to sell millions of these things. It's not a Switch. It's not a Switch because, in a sense, the Switch, you can get a Switch and you can do things to make sure that it never goes online again. I mean, at whatever detriment that is. And you have physical media. It's not an Xbox ROG Ally X where you can download your stuff to it and have it and have different accesses to different stores. It's like a G Cloud, right? But it's a G Cloud to a lesser extent because this device is beholden only strictly to Sony. Sony wants to have absolute control over your gaming, over how everything is. You have a good connection, the games look really good. And right now they got like a sale going on, but they think it's a big sale. I go to Mercury, I could pick up that thing for like $120. If I had so desired to get one of those machines. I have a Steam Deck that I haven't been using based upon my Xbox ROG Ally X. And listen, what I'm going to tell you and what I think and what I believe is, I believe if console prices continue to rise to the point that they are and RAM becomes an absolute issue, PlayStation, which they're doing right now, they're full steam ahead with this Portal. You get a Portal 2 with more refinements, more upgrades to it, streaming device that you can probably have maybe some small local downloads from the digital store. And and they have like some proprietary memory that you can download to their chipset, like the Xbox, the Xbox little SSDs. If they have that, I think they're on to something. And I don't think that you get a PlayStation 6. I think you get that device and that thing could hook up to the television. I believe so. I believe that you can cast to your TV. I absolutely believe so. And I believe that will be their way of being highly profitable, completely in 100% control of you owning absolutely nothing and, but have everything. I believe that's how it works. I've said this for a long time. None of these companies actually really, really care about you. What they really care is about their bottom line. And their bottom line is to get you locked into a digital world, and that digital world, you are completely beholden to them. So that patch is really the sign of what I was trying to tell you. The PlayStation 5 Pro probably being their last real physical console. Well, I'm glad that you guys made it this far and we're at the end, but thank you for rocking out with me. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Now, for the 6 members that actually got a hold of these packages, now they're going to go out. I'm going to print them out. Now, how I do it is signature has to be there. So to go to you, it'll be signatured, because before I was shipping out stuff and people were saying they weren't getting it, and it was a thing. So now the shipper that I use now has signature. If you're not there to sign for it, you just don't get it. I think you want it. Trust me. Dinner and a date with the king? Man, listen, of course you're going to love that. But like, follow, and subscribe, hit that notification bell. I want you to go where gamers game and winners win. And I'm going to tell you, to do what I try to do every day, try to play the Game Pass.
Play it day one with Game Pass.